William Pierre Robert, August 1st, 1955 to October 29th, 2025, was far more than a radio disc jockey. He was a symbol of warmth, authenticity, and music's enduring power to connect hearts. For 44 remarkable years, his voice echoed through the airwaves of WMMR in Philadelphia, blending humor, heart, and rock and roll magic. He wasn't just a broadcaster. To many, he was family, the friendly voice that turned ordinary days into shared musical journeys. A voice that defined an era. From 1981 until his death in 2025, Pierre Robert became the soul of WMMR. His long hair, laid-back demeanor, and hippie charm made him instantly recognizable, while his joyful presence made him unforgettable. His listeners, whom he affectionately called citizens, formed a loyal community that felt like home. And with his signature exclamation, "Great day," in the morning, Pierre infused every show with his unshakable optimism. His presence in Philadelphia's radio landscape was iconic. To the American rock community, he wasn't just another DJ spinning records, he was a true believer in the spirit of rock. Artists trusted him, fans adored him, and his studio became a sanctuary for both. When rock legends visited Philadelphia, they knew that Pierre's show was where genuine stories were told. Though his estimated net worth stood at around $15 million at the time of his passing, his true fortune lay in something deeper, the love of his listeners and the joy he spread through music. From Truckee to the turntable, a dream in motion. Born on August 1st, 1955, in Truckee, California, William Pierre Robert grew up in the midst of the free-thinking 1960s and the cultural revolution of the 1970s. The sound of guitars, the message of peace, and the movement of youth left an indelible mark on him. He developed an early fascination with music's ability to bring people together, a fascination that would one day carry him across the country. Finding his frequency, early broadcasting days. Pierre's broadcasting career began in San Francisco at the legendary 94.9 KSAN FM, a hub for free-form, progressive rock. The station's creative freedom reflected everything Pierre stood for: authenticity, passion, and rebellion against conformity. But when KSAN shifted to a country format in the early 1980s, he found himself out of sync with its new direction. Adopting the temporary name Will Robertson, he tried to fit in, but his heart longed for rock's soulful pulse. When destiny called, he listened and answered without hesitation. The journey to Philadelphia, a leap of faith. With little more than determination and a well-worn 1970 Volkswagen van named Minerva, Pierre set out across the country in search of a new beginning. The van's tires may have been bald, but his spirit was boundless. Once in Philadelphia, he sent a demo tape to WMMR 93.3, only to face rejection. Still, he refused to give up. He took a job at a scene, a health food store and vegetarian restaurant, living simply and staying true to his peaceful, mindful nature. Then fate intervened in most unexpected way. A palm reader on South Street once told him, "You're going to get a letter very soon." A short while later, a message from WMMR arrived. Joe Bonadonna, the station manager, had an opening. The stars had aligned. In 1981, Pierre Robert joined WMMR, marking the start of an extraordinary love affair between a man, a city, and the music that bound them together. A lifelong bond with WMMR, the heartbeat of Philadelphia. Pierre's career at WMMR spanned more than 4 decades. He worked every slot, early mornings, late nights, weekends, until he found his groove in the 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. shift. There he operated on what he called Pierre's Standard Time, refusing to let strict schedules stifle his creativity. Listeners came to adore his signature segments. The Coffee Break Music Marathon kick-started mornings with pure energy, while Pierre's planner highlighted upcoming local shows and events. His workforce blocks became a daily ritual, a set of 3 or 4 songs from a listener's favorite artist, introduced with enthusiasm and heartfelt appreciation. Every day at noon, his quirky sidekick, Reginald the Butler, would ring a bell to signal the start of the lunch hour workforce blocks. It was a small, humorous touch, but one that perfectly captured Pierre's playful personality. Keeper of vinyl, defender of rock. Pierre wasn't just a radio host, he was a curator of musical history. His Vinyl Cut feature became a listener favorite, diving deep into WMMR's treasure trove of records to rediscover hidden gems. He cherished the sound of a needle hitting a record, believing vinyl carried emotions digital formats could never replicate. One of his most beloved traditions came every Thanksgiving when he played Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant in its full 18-minute glory, a yearly ritual that reflected both his humor and his heart. While Philadelphia's sports fans fiercely defended their teams, Pierre playfully referred to every team, regardless of sport or color, as the Boys in Blue. His affectionate catchphrase, "Sports Up," during his crossover moments with the Preston and Steve show became a lighthearted, much-loved staple. A life measured in music and moments. Pierre's longevity in radio wasn't just about endurance, it was about evolution. He adapted without losing his essence, embracing each new decade of rock with the same enthusiasm he had in the beginning. In January 2024, WMMR renewed his contract for multiple years, recognizing that his voice remained as vital and loved as ever. Through his words, laughter, and playlists, Pierre cultivated an atmosphere of joy. His show wasn't just about spinning records, it was about spinning life itself, reminding listeners that every day had its rhythm, and every person had a song worth hearing. The final broadcast, A City Mourns. On October 29, 2025, heartbreak rippled through Philadelphia when news broke that Pierre Robert had passed away in his home. He was 70 years old. The city that had grown up with his voice fell silent for a moment, united in collective grief. WMMR's phone lines flooded with memories, stories from people who felt they had lost a friend, a mentor, or even a piece of their youth. Pierre wasn't just the man behind the microphone. He was the soundtrack to morning commutes, long drives, and late-night reflections. He was the one who played your favorite song when you needed comfort, who brought laughter when the world felt heavy, and who reminded you to love music and life with all your heart. The echo that never fades. Pierre Robert's life was a story of courage, passion, and unwavering joy. From a small-town dreamer in California to a beloved voice in one of America's great cities, he embodied everything genuine about music and humanity. Even now, his laughter still echoes in WMR's halls, and his words still resonate with citizens who grew up under his musical wings. His legacy is a reminder that radio, at its best, isn't just about sound, it's about connection, warmth, and belonging. Though his microphone has gone silent, the world he created still hums with life. Each time a rock anthem plays across Philadelphia's skies, each time someone greets the morning with his signature line, his spirit stirs once more. For those who listened, for those who loved him, and for those who found comfort in his voice, one truth remains. Pierre Robert wasn't just a DJ, he was a lifelong companion in song. And as his fans continue to whisper his catchphrase, "Great day in the morning," his melody plays on, eternal and full of love.